iron in the soul. What's up, YouTube? This is your big brother King Jabez, back today with a very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at the King Jabez, as well as my website, theironsoul.com. Whatever you decide to do, it will be greatly appreciated. Chosen ones, do I got to talk for you today? This one is one you're going to have to sit back and listen to carefully. I will cover a lot of information. We're going in today. And so I want you to, I got to give some disclaimers. This is going to be a deep talk. It will be one that will require you to process information you may not be used to. And I want you to not fear this. When we, as humans, hear words like witchcraft, a hex, or spell, necromancy, naturally that's alarming, as it should be. Okay, if I hear those words, it's alarming to me as a person who has studied spiritual warfare. But I know that it is my responsibility as your big brother on YouTube to discuss this. Now, I've had a number of experiences with this in my life that have led me to study this on a deep level. Naturally, when I'm talking to people about the Most High God, I'm going to experience some of this myself, and I'm going to talk about that, as well as two of my women followers, who I like to use followers and supporters as opposed to subscriber. That seems condescending to me. I prefer follower supporter. It seems more respectful and endearing. So two of my women followers gave me a message on Instagram. Same message. They sent me a video of the Shannon Sharp interview. A video of Kel Mitchell, and he was referring to his experience with an ex who he believed had put a hex on him. And he shares from this video, he's talking to a woman of God, and she was praying over him and told him to plead the blood of Jesus. And during this time of doing this, the Spirit spoke out. And I believe in that too. That's also in the scriptures. Often when the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus, would show up, the demons would cry out. And so he had this experience, and he began to pray, and the Spirit left him, and he began to vomit up and whatnot. And I understand why that happens. You know, obviously the word spirit is the same context of breath. So often when unclean spirit leaves, it would leave through the breath, through coughing. Sometimes your nose will run. Sometimes you will spit up. That's what that comes from. And I've studied this thoroughly. And so breath and spirit are the same, deprived rather, from the same word. When you think about witchcraft, like any family, has many cousins. So there are many cousins or different branches of witchcraft, such as necromancy or communication with the dead for the purpose of receiving messages. You have soothsayers. These are often your charmers. These are your good speakers. And they essentially use words, messages through music or through a talk, conversation, intimacy to guide and direct your future. So as opposed to using prophecy, which is the means of the Most High God, they use sorcery through soothsaying. So these are normally charming people. Nothing wrong with being charming, by the way. Nothing wrong with being diplomatic or well-spoken or charismatic. So we're not against any of that. We're speaking about those who use those abilities with the help of demonic powers. And that's what you refer to as a soothsayer. We talked about necromancy, communication with the dead. You have spells, you have voodoo, you have witchcraft. I have a video where I talk about voodoo and witchcraft in detail. Go check that out. I did about a year or two ago. These are topics we discussed before. And some of you, when you hear this, I know some of you right away you're going to tune it out because you're afraid of this talk. But if you are a chosen one, you have to understand as a chosen man, as a chosen woman, you have special enemies that are against you. There are people watching you. Those talks I did about elite eyes being on you, they're not always good elite eyes. Okay, that was a warning. And I think some of you may have missed that warning. Okay, the elite eyes are often good, people who are there to promote, to help, to assist you to get to the next level. And you should be looking out for that too. I'm looking out for that because God uses that. He will use those at a higher level to pull you up. But at the same time, there are also those that are there who want to block you. So some of you right now, chosen, you're experiencing both. You have those at a high level who see you from a distance and say, okay, let me pull this guy up here with me. And you have those demons who are right there trying to block you. And so now that I've said that, I want to share my experience. And I'm going to really break this down today and give you a lot of knowledge. Get a cup of coffee, get a notepad. I want you to really receive this word. And so I want to share my experience. And I want you to know also, at the end of this message, I will be giving you a prayer from King David himself on how to send the curse back to the sender. I will not give it to you now. I'm going to make it this video. If you want to receive that, some of you go fast forward to the end just to hear that. You're bogus if you do that. But for those who want to hear the message, receive all of this. And at the end, I'm going to share a special prayer for you that will help you send the curse back to the sender. But before I get into all of that, let me share what God has revealed to me concerning my life over the last couple of years. And I tell you, this is why meditation is so important, because this knowledge was given to me through meditation. About a week ago, I spent 2 hours meditation, and I had a number of thoughts during the time. In fact, I'm going to share some of that with you today. And so I took notes of my thoughts during this 2 hours of meditation, a lot of good thoughts and a lot of pictures. I remember, in fact, as I closed my eyes, at one point seeing the solar system, which is a message in that. There's definitely a connection to the Most High with that. Visions of volcanoes. I had a vision during this 2 hours meditation. This is all during 2 hours meditation. I mean, just multiple pictures. I had a picture of Gandhi in my mind. And that was interesting because after I finished meditating for those 2 hours, I was able to research that Gandhi would meditate for about 2 hours a day. You just can't make this up. And so by me doing this, I was tapping into some divine spiritual power. And I had a number of downloads, which I have right here. I won't read all of that. Some of that is personal. But just in terms of my culture, history in Africa, it was very deep. Visions of pyramids. It was a very surreal experience. And it's something I want my followers to experience as well. You will tap into some divine power and mysteries during time meditation. But in the context of this message, one of the downloads I received during the meditation was that there are 2 high-ranking voodoo doctors who are working against me, who are trying to speak against me. And the Most High gave it to me, not as to scare me, but as a warning. And I took the warning to be twofold. One, it made me think about, research, pray more about how to break these curses and spells so I can do it for my own life and also for my followers. But 2, it gave me confidence and encouragement that, hey, I'm doing something for the Most High. If the devil has to send his best at me, then I'm doing something right. And so it was both encouragement as well as warning. And that's what I want this message today to be for you. I want this to be a word of encouragement, but also a warning about why you may be experiencing some of the experiences in your life. I had a dream maybe a year ago when the Most High revealed to me that there were some witches in private trying to work against me. So this is why I did the video. When you are chosen, a chosen man, a chosen woman, I want you to understand that high-ranking witches and warlocks are watching you. Okay? That is a warning. And so some of you don't take this serious. You don't believe in all that. You better start believing. You better start believing. Because if you're meant to be somebody and you have a purpose and you're strong and you're meant to really influence the masses, be prepared for this and govern yourself accordingly. Don't fear it. So we're supposed to be aware of the power of the devil and Satan, but not to fear it. So I want to take some time now and talk a little bit about these terms of witchcraft. Now, witchcraft has many cousins: sorcery, necromancy, communication with the dead, soothsaying, which is essentially speaking or an attempt to control and give the future thoughts apart from God, which is prophecy. You have sorcery through drugs, which is another form of mind control when a person, a man or woman, is in an altered state of consciousness. All of these are various forms of witchcraft. And witchcraft, though it has multiple cousins, it has 3 main objectives. So there are multiple cousins to witchcraft: sorcery, soothsaying, spells, hex, necromancy, divination, all of that, palm reading. We can go on and on about probably 50 different types we talk about right now. Black magic, which I'll explain a little deeper in this message today as well. And I won't break down all of that. That would take hours. But we're going to give you a general overview of all of that. And they all have 3 main objectives. Those 3 objectives are intimidation, domination, and manipulation. Take notes. The 3 main objectives of witchcraft are intimidation, manipulation, domination. Look at your life. What type of people have tried to manipulate you? I want you to think. Today is a thinking message. We're going to think. Get your cup of coffee. This one, I want this to be on your dome. You hear me? I want you to think about this. Go sit down and think about it. Go in the corner somewhere. Go talk to yourself. No, I'm not messing with you now. Go talk to yourself. You know what I mean? Think out loud for a while. Go think. You know what I mean? And man, who has, ask yourself the question, who has tried to manipulate me? Mind games. Some people are master mind game players, just manipulators. You have those who want to dominate, just come in with just brute force. That's also from witchcraft, just dominate you, bullies. And you have those who want to intimidate. That's to kind of, the shysters want to talk you out of what you're supposed to do. Your charlatans, your crooks. So you have, people who want to hit you from every angle. You feel me? You draw? They want to control you. And that's what it really is all about. The intimidation, the domination, manipulation are just three different ways to do the same thing, which is to what? To control. People want to control your actions. That is the main objective of all this stuff. Let that sink in. So people out here want to control you. They don't want you to be a free spirit, to think for yourself, to have your own mind, to embrace your culture, to embrace who you are. They want you to be what they want you to be. And that is really mind control. Now, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about spiritual warfare. And from this perspective, this is all, of course, spiritual warfare, but from this perspective, mind control has various aspects of spiritual warfare have animals as a picture of what that spirit is. So often the Most High will use the animal kingdom to give insight into the demonic kingdom. That's one way of putting that. So often the animal kingdom can be used as a picture or an explanation for something that's happening in the spirit realm, because the Most High knows we haven't seen demons, but we have seen animals. So he will use often what we see to give a deeper message, such as sheep, goats, wheat, water, the air. He uses what we understand to explain what we don't understand. You draw? So in the context of mind control, the octopus is used as a picture of mind control. So when you're under that, imagine having an octopus on your head. You couldn't think, right? You would be confused. And this is the objective and goal of mind control, is to confuse you so you can't think for yourself. And this is why, to go back to what I said yesterday, when you escape the dualistic reality of the past and future and tap into the present, that's spiritual warfare. So many people are trapped in their past. They are trapped in the future, or what things will be like, or what things were in the past. What the key to warfare and overcoming this type of stuff is to be present. So if you are a wise person and you know that all this stuff is happening, then naturally you will be present. In other words, you need to be worried about, my boy, sis, what is happening right now. Stop worrying about what's going to happen 10 years from now. You need to worry about this stuff now. Because some of you are under this type of pressure right now. And I want to break this down. Some of you are tapped into some of this stuff trying to get some power. You better stop doing that. Some of you chosen ones, I know you're mad now. Some of you chosen ones, you dibbling and dabbling at night trying to get in somehow. Stop doing that stuff because it's not helping you. So I want to warn you, for those who are doing it, stop. And those who are not, protect yourself. And I'm going to give you some prayers. I know some of you listening. Okay, what's the solution? Let me break down the problem first. Okay, let me do this. I can feel you. Well, come on, what I do? I'll get to that. Give me a second. Give me some time. This takes time to break it down first. I have to break down the problem before we can get to the solution. So let's talk about a little bit now about black magic. Black magic is real. This is something that is used in the industry. This is something that is used with a lot of people that you know and like, or may not know personally, but people you look up to. You'd be surprised what they do behind closed doors. And so some signs that you may be under black magic, someone is working this on you. And the symptoms are often, as I mentioned, symptoms that could come from poor health, mental illness, or anything like that. So we understand that we're not unintelligent over here. We understand sometimes, hey, okay, so let's talk about this. Sometimes symptoms are consistent headaches, fatigue when you are tired all the time. Now you say, okay, big brother, iron. It could just be you need more iron. You need vitamin B12. And I understand that because you're big bro. I cut out red meat for the most part. I have steak every now and then. And so naturally with that, I start getting fatigue. So I had to go on my computer, research, okay, what do I do? And it said I need vitamin B12. I need more magnesium, I need more iron, some other supplements. And I took those, and those assisted with that fatigue. So I understand that. I'm not a dummy. What I'm saying is that there are times when the fatigue ain't got nothing to do with your physical health. It's a spirit. And the prophet Isaiah refers to the spirit as the spirit of heaviness. And some of you right now, You are wrestling with a spirit of heaviness, and this has you depressed. This has you sad a lot. This has you just feeling heavy in your spirit. And the tendency, of course, is to let me remove that. So let me go. Let me get that blunt. Let me get that bottle. I'm finna get teed up, I'm finna get teed. You feel me? I understand. So when that pressure come, the natural tendency is, okay, I don't feel good. Let me get that, let me pop that pill. Well, Lil Durk said, got a pill, drunk a gallon, hurt my stomach. You hear me? So this pill, I'm finna be turned up. Bussin', bussin', all that, right? I get that. I'm telling you, that's not the answer, bro. I'm not judging you. If you do all that, hey, I love you still. If you want to pop pill every day, that's your business. I ain't telling you what to do. If you want to pop pills, smoke blunts, get turned up, get your dreads shaking, all that, I ain't mad at you. That's your business. I think you shouldn't do it. I'll say that. I think there's a better way. So when those symptoms come, don't mask the symptoms with more mind control. Because that's basically what the pills are, bro. Sis, I'm not judging you. I'm telling you the truth. The pills, the alcohol, that's all just another form of witchcraft. It's trying to alter your state of consciousness. Because you're experiencing the pressure of that black magic, the headaches, the depression, the fatigue. Here's another sign of this. Consistent failure. Can't get things going. And so you constantly find yourself running into dead ends. And you wonder, what did I do wrong? You're working hard, sometimes 2 jobs, and keep running into financial problems, struggles, pressure. That can be a sign that you're under some black magic. And we're not going to heal that by tapping into more witchcraft. So let me give you some more of the symptoms. The symptoms can be sometimes you start just acting out of character. I want you to understand, when you just start like out of nowhere acting out of character, if you're a person who's normally cool, calm, and collect, poised, got some sense, and you start just teeing up on people and you don't even know why you're teeing up on them, sometimes the spirit will work. And of course, naturally, we all have bad days. I understand that. We're not going to be unrealistic. I'm very realistic, if you don't know already. I'm very relatable and understanding. So I get all that. Sometimes you just mad. You just feel some type of way. That's cool. I understand that. We're talking about when it's deeper than that. See, a lot of this stuff, guys, it seems basic, but sometimes it's more at work than what you see. When you just get just furious out of nowhere, start acting different, there's something going on behind the scenes you may not be seeing. This can lead to frustration. And sometimes it'd be a gut feeling. You be in your spirit feeling like, you know what? Something's just not right. And the reason, chosen one, you have that gut feeling because you're chosen. You can just sense when the wrong spirit is around you. Is this making sense? You ever just read somebody's energy and you just know, okay, something ain't right here. You know what I mean? And, that's part of being chosen. You're different. And so you have a sensitivity to the spirit realm that others may not have. There are people who are under this who don't even get it and may be under it their whole lives. Whereas with you, you're different. You actually understand, okay, something's not right. How do I deliver myself from these various forms of witchcraft? Another sign is those constant nightmares. Nightmares when you're being chased. Nightmares when you're running for your life. Nightmares when you may be in prison. Those are often messages from the Most High that something is holding you back, right? You are in some type of prison. Those messages and dreams are warnings. I had a brother just yesterday on my live. Go check that live out. He says, man, big bro, I was in my truck driving and the truck caught on fire. I said, that's a warning dream. I don't know the details. Maybe God's warning you to maybe do a more thorough job of checking your vehicle. Maybe something's not right with the truck you're in. Ladies, man, when we start getting these warning dreams, we got to listen and not live in fear and not let it ruin your day. I'm not saying that, because that's also the objective of a nightmare, is to ruin your day. So don't let it do that. That's what the enemy wants. But at the same time, if it's a warning, in other words, there's a difference between a nightmare and a warning. A nightmare is sent by demons to destroy your day, to mess you up, have you just off all day. Whereas a warning is there by the Most High to help you get out that jam. So we got to know the difference between a warning and a nightmare. When it's a nightmare, that can sometimes be signs of witchcraft activity and is there to bring terror. That's why Psalms 91 says to not be afraid of the terror by night. Right? That's a warning. The terror by night is there as a form of witchcraft, which goes back to what the goal is, what? Control. It's all about control, gang. You break down all this stuff, the necromancy, the spells, the hexes, the voodoo, witchcraft, the whole overall goal, even those 3 objectives, witchcraft intimidation, domination, manipulation. The overall goal is control. I want to control you. And that's why you have to be careful, even with leaders. Even with leaders. If you got somebody that, God only talks to me, I don't want to deal with nobody like that. If God only talks to you, God talk to me too. So if you're the only person God talked to, I don't want to deal with you. That's a pride spirit, my boy, sis. We got a big God. How come he only talk to you? Come on now. I ain't never said that. I would never say that. Listen to me. I, Iron the Soul, will never say God only talks to me. That's a fool. You hear me? You go sit here and tell me the whole earth, 9 billion people, God only talk to you? Please. Go play with your mama. God talked to all of us. You hear me? Now, some are a little closer than others. I get that. And some of us are closer than other people and know more than others. But at the same time, if you got an individual who I'm the only one that God talks to, I don't trust you off top. That's cap. So now that I've given you that word, I have to give you solutions. What are the solutions? What do I do? First and foremost, if someone's working any of this against you, you have to pray. Prayer is your connection to the divine. There are multiple ways to pray. You can meditate. There is prayer in the spirit. There are groans in the spirit. There's, fasting can be helpful. Fasting and prayer is a 1-2 punch to counter evil energy. So if you're under this type of stuff, you got to start fasting. If you feel like you're under this, start fasting at least once a week. I got to put the pressure on you. I don't say, man, big bro, you too intense. I mean, this stuff is real. If you feel like this stuff is against you, if you feel like somebody's working witchcraft against you, you got to start fasting. You have to start praying and get some books. Buy some books on spiritual warfare. Start reading those prayers every day. Do your affirmations in the morning. Affirmations are important. Affirmations help you get your day going. Get your mind right. Speaking life over yourself. Guided meditations can be helpful. Going out for a prayer walk, getting some fresh air, listen to high vibration music. There's a lot you can do. Getting your physical health in order. Sometimes it's just the physical. Sometimes it's not that, but there are times when it is that. And so if the issue isn't spiritual and it's physical, you have to address the physical to address the spiritual. So it's both. Some of us, we're one-dimensional. You got to do both. If you're eating right, taking care of your health, going to the gym, staying physically fit, as I do, you have to also put the same work into the spirit. And what happens with so many people, they just refuse to do both. See, that's what Iron Soul is all about. I'm about both. We got to do both. We got to be disciplined in both areas. If we're going to fast, work out, eat right, train 5-6 times a week, we need to be doing the same thing in the spirit. We need to be spiritual training. We need to be meditating. We need to be journaling. We need to fast. We need to break these curses. All of that work has to be put in. All the work you put into your body to look a certain type of way, bro, sis, you got to put that same work into your spirit. And as I promised, I will end today's talk and message with a prayer to send the curse back to the sender. This is a prayer of David. Listen carefully, and I want to bless you with this as we close. They love cursing. Let it come upon them. If they delight not in blessing, let the blessing be far from them. As those who are in witchcraft clothe themselves in using curses like wearing clothing, let it come into their bowels like water and like oil into his bones, until they come to repentance. Let them be continually girded with the girdle of cursing to allow them to feel what they are doing to others, that they may be convicted away from these practices. I speak confusion to all their spiritual signals. I sent angels to cause confusion among the demons behind them.